World population is increasing by about 1.5% per year, a growth rate that will result in an increase of 2 times the population we have today in less than half a century. While this may not sound negative, its effects are harming us. With 7 billion people in the world, we're increasing need of resources, and as our population grows even more, we will be running out of them. An engaging scenario that captures this is India. India is a developing country that experiences a big rate of population growth due to high birth rates. Because of this huge growth, they're more and more experiencing a decreasing food availability, shortage of medical facilities, lack of educational services, and less employment opportunities. Similarly, here in Florida, we're also witnessing negative effects such as pollution of rivers, lakes, and beaches, which this impacts our water quality. In fact, poll shows that 68% of Florida's inhabitants agree that Florida would be better off in the long run with a smaller population to maintain a sound economy and a healthy environment. So after studying so many negative effects of overpopulation, I decided to learn more about this topic and how I can best address it, which led me to the bigger question: what is the best solution to prevent overpopulation? To answer this question, I decided to break it down into 3 solutions: the provision of contraceptives, education, and my own solution, government policies. So, to start with, the provision of contraceptives can be a good idea to prevent overpopulation. One of the main problems with overpopulation is the lack of access to contraceptives. 214 million women of reproductive age in developing countries who want to avoid pregnancy are not using a modern contraceptive method. This results in more unintended pregnancies, which then leads to a population growth of more unstable families. Therefore, by providing more contraceptive methods, these numbers can decrease. This issue could also be solved through education. By providing sexual education classes to schools that emphasize the importance of safe sex, the rate of unintended pregnancies can go down. A survey on 3,200 Canadian women found that 61% of Canadian women have had unintended pregnancies in their lifetimes. Hence, by providing more sexual education classes, the rate of unintended pregnancies can go down. Taking into account all the solutions mentioned, government policies is far indeed the best solution. Government policies can be regulations, laws, incentives, or fundings introduced by the government. A measure the government can take to prevent this issue is by reducing immigration numbers. Immigration is very associated with overpopulation, as when you have more people coming to into a specific place, the population of this specific place will increase. The Census Bureau predicts that the US population will grow from 325.5 million to 403.7 million by 2060, and 96% of that increase is due to the high current levels of immigration. Another measure the government can take to help is by reducing poverty. Poverty can add to overpopulation in many ways. One way is that many poor families in developing countries put a lot of children into this world so they can help them in labor or any other task to help boost the family's income. The UN predicted that the 48 poorest countries are most likely to be the biggest contributors to population growth. They estimate that the combined population will be likely to reach 1.7 billion by 2050 from 850 million in 2010. Lastly, to complete the perfect square, another government strategy is by prohibiting child marriage. Child marriage can lead to early and dangerous pregnancies, as well as high birth rates. Nowadays, 25,000 girls become child brides per day. In rural Yemen, actually, girls are often married at the age of 9 or 10. Therefore, by providing more government policies such as regulations, laws, incentives, or fundings to reduce immigration, poverty, and prohibit or ban child marriage, this can help against overpopulation. Overall, government policy is the best solution, or indeed because due to its large scope of many different ways to tackle overpopulation. Having this in mind, it is important to mention some some government policies as evidence of its success. For example, the Chinese government program established the one-child policy in the late 70s nationwide. The purpose of this policy was to reduce China's huge population by reducing the amount of children that parents could have by only one child. The success of this policy was remarkable, as it provided better education, healthcare improvements, and also 400 million births were prevented. Another government policy established by the government was in Brazil, the Bolsa Família. The purpose of this policy was to reduce poverty by making small cash transfers to poor families in return of their children attending schools and preventive health care. The success of this policy was also remarkable, as it provided, since it was implemented 2 years ago, the rate of poverty decreased from 9.7% to 4.3%. Locally, here in the U.S., we have the Child Marriage Act, which was a bill signed in 2018 in order to avoid 18-year-old people from marrying. Nevertheless, in order for them to marry at 17, they needed to have a parental consent and also a premarital preparation. By this law, this prevented traumas as well as early pregnancies. Lastly, we have the policy that was locally here in the U.S. We have the policy that was enforced by Donald Trump. That was the gigantic wall that we have imported with Mexico. He enforced it on early 2017, and this was, despite its concerns about it, it was very successful in avoiding illegal immigrants from coming here, since population growth was increasing a lot. This leads me to my innovative solution. Which it is what I call the policy of smart cities. You cannot stop population growth. You can reduce it, but you cannot stop. However, you cannot stop it. So this policy would be would mitigate the effect of overpopulation. What I mean by smart cities? Smart cities are cities with technology apparatuses to help us consume less of our resources, such as energy, water, and others. Therefore, by transforming cities into smart cities, we're gonna be able to have more resources. In conclusion, we don't want to run out of resources, and we don't want our schools full of people. We don't want our cities full of cars. So we gotta start implementing more of the solutions mentioned. My name is Bettini, and thank you so much for watching.